Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, my name is Shard. This is Deep Diver 5 Volume 9. Thanks for tuning in if you have. Stick around if you want. No biggie, you probably already clicked it. Alright, anyway. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go through 5 CDs that I just kind of randomly pulled out of one of my boxes of CDs downstairs. I'm just going to go through a little quick jaunt through it, through the CDs, like, why I have them, what they're about, what kind of music they are, that kind of thing. Just offering a little bit of respite from the relentless onslaught of information around, of, concerning the rest of the world. So, come to my little world for a few minutes. You're more than welcome. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and just come and chill with me. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I've got 5 CDs, as mentioned in the title, and the kind of overall gist of this genre. Top of the stack today is an album from 1997. Although it first came out in '96. This edition came out in '97. This is Pink Noise Test, Plasticized. If you've never heard of Pink Noise Test, I don't blame you. There's very little about them on the interwebs. They released one EP, a couple of singles, and this album, and then they split. I got this at a bargain bin at a record store in Hamilton, New Zealand, when I was down there for university. I think it was around 1999. I think I picked this up for $5, and I was just like, you know what, it looks pretty cool, looks kind of loud. Got it for $5, took it home, and I kind of fell in love with the album a little bit. It's a really good album. They're a 4-piece out of the States, I think. I'm not sure. Like I said, there's nothing about them online. Nothing. Like, I'm just like, Google came up with nothing. There's 13 tracks on here. Look, this came out in '97. This is an Australian edition from Mushroom Liberation Records. Came out in '96 in the States. It's got a little sticker on here. I don't know if you can read that. It says specially priced. A truly intriguing record by a band with more than enough surprises in store, from CMJ. I don't know what that means. I was going to take my aggression out on the next band, but they were too fucking good. They were Pink Noise Test. That's from Flipside, who I guess were some kind of publication back in the 90s. Then underneath it says, look, listen, vibrate, smile. So 90s. So 90s. Look, this is a great record. It's kind of pop, electro clash, indie, power poppy, but yeah, very 90s. Very 90s. I'm not sure if they're on streaming, but this album is on YouTube, so I don't know how hard it is to find this around. But standout tracks are all the same to me. Track 2, Never Be the Same. Track 5, As Pretty Does. Track 9, Spitting Rain is a great track. Track 10, and yeah, there's a couple more on there. I haven't listened to this in ages, man. I'm gonna put this on after this. Good album, like very 90s, but not what you expect. I'd highly recommend that album. I do like Pink Noise Test. Alright, let's do this one. Neil Young, Unplugged. It's got a price sticker on there, $12.95. I don't know where this came from. I might have got this from the record store when I was running it. But it wasn't my first encounter. Oh, there's a vertical scratch on it right there. Right there. Don't know if this will even play. Because CDs read from the inside out, don't you know? If there's scratches on the inside, well, you have to kind of skip through the first few tracks. This came out in 1993, part of the MTV Unplugged series. At the time, my parents got this back in the day, 93, 94, they got it. And I loved Harvest Moon, I think it was the 1990 or 91 Neil Young album. I loved that album, but it was my only experience with Neil Young. And I remember kind of like just like nudging my parents, hey, you should get that Neil Young Unplugged album. Excuse me. And coffee. Oh, excuse me. Disgusting. I kind of like, I mean, you should get that MTV Unplugged Neil Young album. That was pretty good, eh? And they got it, and there's like literally 3 songs from Harvest Moon, and all the rest I had no idea about. And it wasn't until much later. I'm quite well versed in the Neil Young catalogue now. There's still heaps I haven't listened to. This guy is prolific as hell. But there's some, like, looking back on this now, this is there's some solid additions on here, man. You've got Mr. Soul, String Man, which was from his notoriously unreleased album, I think, was it called Chrome Dreams, that he shelved back in the late 70s. It didn't release until 2023, which turns out it was a stomping album, really good album. Needle and the Damage Done from Harvest. Oh man, that's a great track. Helpless, the old Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song. I love that song. Harvest Moon was on there. Unknown Legend. Long May You Run. Yeah, good album from 1993. Apparently Neil Young didn't like the process of recording this album. He didn't like his bandmates or something. They weren't playing properly. And I think this album came from the second attempt at recording it. So, yeah. The old MTV Unplugged album series. Alright, this is one of my favorite EPs of all time. This is Air Premiere Symptomes. Sorry. I'm going to butcher the French language for this one. Air, of course. You'll know from the album Moon Safari. If you don't, they've released a bunch of really good albums and a bunch of EPs, remixes and stuff like that. This is a collection of singles released between 1995 and 1997. This is a 1999 edition. It's got 2 extra tracks. It has got my favorite Air track of all time on here, and it is track 4. It's called Forgive Me, my French brothers and sisters out there. J'ai dormi sur le Leo. Sorry, track 4. It's my favorite track from Air, and it's just one of those. Okay, here's some context. I've always liked it because when I first got this EP, I got this in Hamilton in New Zealand. And I think I got it from the warehouse. It was in like one of their, cast off bins. And I was like, oh, Air. I don't mind Air. I'll grab this. And I was smoking a lot of pot at the time. A kind of theme that continued throughout a lot of my life. And I really gelled with track number 4. It translates to We Slept Under the Ocean or something like that. And it's a very trippy song, and it very much gelled with my stoner brain. I don't smoke pot anymore, but late last year I had a tab of acid when I was just chilling out at home, and I put on track 4 and I put it on repeat, and yeah, that was a good time. That was a great time. But this really good EP. Track 4 is great. Track 5, Air themselves have said is probably their favourite song they've ever done, which is a really good song too. Like, I would recommend, if you're going to do acid and you have track 4 and 5 just on repeat playing. I'm not saying do acid. I'm saying if you find yourself in a position where you're comfortably going to intake some acid and you want something cool to listen to, this is a good EP to do that too. Especially track 4 and 5, okay? Get out. No, don't get out of here yet. Alright, number 4 from Deep Diver 5, Volume 9. This is Pluto, Red Light Syndrome. You might not have heard of Pluto if you were born and live outside of anywhere outside of New Zealand, and maybe a little bit of Australia. Pluto were I think are they still around? Non-existent producer. No, I'm not sure if they're still around, but they released 3 really good albums. Red Light Syndrome, this was 2004. Then they did Pipeline Under the Ocean, which is like Pipeline Under the Ocean, again, back to my stoner days. It really hit me. I think that was 2007 that came out. I was smoking a bunch of weed, and I put that album on solidly for like 2 years, and it was great rock and roll album. Sunken Waters, their last album, I'm not too familiar with. I'm pretty sure I've got a copy in the box. The box OCD memories. But yeah, the first 2, Red Light Syndrome, I love. Pipeline Under the Ocean, I love. And Red Light Syndrome has a couple of great tracks on it. She's Jive, I think, is one of the best, like, I think it's 2.5 minute or 2 minute pop songs of all time. Of all time, okay? She's Jive. Track number 3, they did a video for it. It is pure 60s jangly pop masterpiece. And like I said, yeah, easily one of the best pop songs ever written, I think. It's just awesome. Awesome. Hey Little is another great little track as well. I'm not too familiar with this album compared to Pipeline Under the Ocean, so that's about all I can say about Red Light Syndrome. But I think I'll chuck it on this afternoon, maybe, seeing as I'm unemployed currently and have a lot of time. Devil's Hands, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, last up today, CODY CHESNUTT, the Headphone masterpiece, the amazing double album from the one and only CODY CHESNUTT. I got this came out in 2002, so just after I moved to Sydney in Australia. I was made aware of this track by The Roots called Seed, and I really loved that song. And I even remember ringing up Triple J in the middle of the night and like a stoner fueled haze going, "Hey man, can you play The Seed by The Roots?" And yeah, I don't think they played it. I might have gone to sleep as too. But anyway, I really liked The Seed. And I was like, who's that guy who's singing in it? Who's the guy who's singing in The Seed? And it turns out it was this guy, CODY CHESNUTT. And CODY CHESNUTT had just released a double album called The Headphone Masterpiece. I went out and got it. I love this album. Love it. It made a huge impact on me. He recorded it all himself on a 4-track in his bedroom, which he called the Sonic Promised Land or something. And the first volume 1 has 23 tracks. Volume 2 has 13. So there's 36 tracks on here. No, it's not right. 20, yeah, around about 36 tracks. And there's some filler. Like it's hard because it's a home recording, and like I don't think there's a dud track on here. It's entirely, completely listenable from start to end. There's barely any tracks you want to skip because they're either so experimental they're really short, and you kind of just let them wash over you, and then it's like, oh hey, a song, and so there's some great tracks on here. With Me in Mind, track number 2. Ooh, that's a steamy track, mate. That is a hot track. Any guys out there you wanna kind of impress the ladies? With Me in Mind will just like smooth things along. Upstarts in a Blowout, Boy Life in America, John Broke, Serve This Royalty is another great track. Oh, I think that's one of my favorite Nouveau Soul tracks of all time. There's so many. Batman versus Black Man, Up in a Tree House, The World Is Coming to My Party, Out of Nowhere, My Woman, My Guitars, When I Find Time, Eric Burden, God, Look Good in Leather, which is like a big single that came out of this. Great album. If you haven't got it, go find a copy and listen to it. It's great. It's amazing. The albums he's done after it are great and amazing. He hasn't released anything in probably like at least 10 years. I've seen him twice live. I saw him at Home Nightclub when he first came out, for his kind of experimental shows where he was kind of sorting out new songs in a live setting. That was a really cool gig. And then I saw him at the Metro and I got a photo with him and I just love it. Like, I love the guy. I love him. Love Cody Chesnutt. This is a great album. It's probably in my top 10, if not top 20. I don't have a top, yeah. That's the hardest thing I think I'll ever achieve in life, is if I ever come up with a solidified top 10 albums. But I think maybe this might be in my top 10 favorite albums of all time. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's it from me. I'll see you guys and girls and whatever's you chooses to be's next time. See ya.